Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 250 miles above your heads, in your imaginations, in the International Fake Station. We're flying flat and level across this beautiful plane of ours tonight with the help of our good friend, Something Wong. He's my co-pilot, and he just keeps the happiness. Look at this guy is always smiling. It doesn't matter. Elon might be bringing us down here soon, and that don't matter. Something Wong is good. He'll be in charge of that flight. That'll be cool. But I don't know what we'll do after that. We may have to commandeer the Starship Enterprise. Oh, yeah, boy. Tell you what. So, boy, I got a bunch of people in here tonight. Let's see who all I got here. Saddlebum, Maria Walker, Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. God, I can't talk tonight. Austin Murphy's with us. Brad and Tasha, one or both, or either way, we're glad to have them here. Britt, we got Pebbles Something Simpler is here. Maria Walker, Tourette 3006, Mojo, Mr. Mojo Rising, Chicago Cubby Bear is here with us tonight as well. Saddle Bum, Jehovah's lovely daughter Barbara, Sue B Ratio, Spiral Graffiti is here. Boy, they're just piling in. Conspiracy Crypto's here as well. Let me see who else we got. Anybody new? One more quarter. Let's see. I think I pretty much run it. Dr. Bass Ackwards is here. Mr. Tahiti. TJ New Moon. Looks like I got a bunch of people in here. This is great tonight. Shannon Emerson, good to see you. Let's see. Let's get down here because they're piling in as I speak. Look at this. I can't even. There we go. Edwin Johnson, good to see you, my friend. Next chapter. Well, I put a poll up in the chat asking the question, was TFE a PSYOP? Okay, so you have your choice of 3 answers. The worst we could do is a tie of 33% amongst each one of the categories, but the possibilities are yes, no, and what is a PSYOP? And if you don't know what a PSYOP is, well, you haven't been watching us long enough. That's just all there is to that. Wow. All right. So, yeah, we've been seeing some crazy shit. I just wanted to highlight one little part from the Nathan Thompson Duffy debacle here in just a moment. Of course, we're open panel. You can come up as long as you observe conversational decorum and are not drunk. That's fine. We enjoy that. You can smoke and you can have a beer. Maybe you come on here all sloppy, stupid ass drunk. We don't, no good, no good. No bueno, no bueno. All right. So let me see here. Yeah, it was the final experiment. Initially, I said they shot themselves in the foot, but it's starting to look like they blew their leg off. This Duffy character is such a sham. Such a sham. I can't even begin to tell you how he's like, he doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care anymore if people know what a sham he really is. Now, the other night with Nathan Thompson and him, there was a part in there where Nathan brought up Job, and I just want to play this little clip. I have it shared on Facebook. I hate those reels because there's no way to back them up or move them forward or anything. You just got to, I don't know, fucking let them play or something. But anyway, this was pretty damn good. And the way he tries to cover for it, it reminded me of Clinton. You got to listen to this.
He said that the Bible doesn't say anything about the shape of the earth being flat. It says in Job 38:14 that the earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Now, Will, if I press out clay with this flat earth seal, is it a ball or is it flat with upturned edges?
You forgot the word like.
Now let's rewind it back there, see what happened.
You forgot what the word like. It's like Clinton when he said, what is the definition of is? You know, and like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude.
Earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Now,
Poor Will. He's so deep in his lies he can't remember what I said 10 seconds ago. All right, back to where we were.
so is it like a ball or is it like a flat earth with upturned edges, Will?
It's the word like means it's just a word picture. It's poetry.
Okay, but is it like a ball or is it like a flat earth with upturned edges when it has that word poetry going on?
It depends on what the earth looked like when it took shape originally.
So if I press clay out with this wax seal, it depends on if it comes out globular or flat.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, how can I press something out and make it globular with this, Will?
You're assuming that that's the seal that it's referring to.
It doesn't matter if it's a seal of a turkey or a bumblebee or an oak leaf or anything else. The point of the matter is, like a seal, like clay pressed out by a seal, having relief to it. What in the hell? This guy is so, and that little stupid grin of his. Oh my God, I wish this was bigger.
Could you show me a seal that presses out clay into a ball?
I can't show you a seal from the time of Job.
All right.
A seal from the time of Job would have made a globe. Okay, right on.
Well, here's a seal that presses out flat with upturned edges, Will. Thanks for playing. Yeah, but he said that the
I mean, really? You got to be brain dead. I mean, does he think people didn't see that or something? This is what I'm curious about. Duffy did. We ended flat Earth. Me, no, and helped. Oh, yeah. And that's what I'm going to get into with this whole psyop. So there's some big flat earthers supposedly out there that I've referred to tongue in cheek in private as the club. And they seem to be the same cast of characters that are continuously collaborating with one another. And you see them all the time, right? And so many of you may have heard that there's been some flips. Now, we already knew that Jaron did some kind of a flip or whatever it is he's done. And Witzett's chasing the limelight, wanting to be on these platforms and these shows. He was, already got the headshots done, but whatever. That's his trip, man. Many of you might be familiar with Patricia Steer. Now, Patricia Steer has recently left the Mark Sargent show, Strange World, if you are familiar with who she is. Hello, Heron Song. Good to see you. And Shawnee B, all the people, Carrie Skates, people that are scrambling in here at the last minute here. Good to see everybody. Anyway, I'm going to kind of show you. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because I had this email forwarded to me, and it's already out anyway. So I knew about this the other day, but I didn't say anything. I wanted to go ahead and let it just run its thing. But the verbiage is what is so important to me. And let me see if I can do this without doxing anyone. And I'm pretty sure I can. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Sure. And there shouldn't be any problem with it. All right. So anyway, let me bring that up. This was supposedly from Patricia Steer to Mark Sargent. Said, Mark, if you have a minute, I'm having serious issues regarding FE. Can you all read that okay? It looks like you should be able to. I'm going to have to bow out of it. I know I've done this before and probably sound crazy. Please don't be mad. Let's just remove me from the strange world for good, not for a break. My reason is I have huge doubts about flat Earth now. We thought in the past we had science, and now it appears we don't. After 10 years, there's no actual working model. There we are with that model bullshit again. Joe Hanvey's model is great. Now, I want you to keep in mind the reasoning behind this, and then I'm going to get in some other material that's going to show just how much bullshit that this is, because these people should know better. They should know better, but we'll get to that. Says Joe Hanvey's model is great. He's also a really nice guy, but it relies too much on speculation. There is, capitals, a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The AE map is toast. It only works some of the time. That's not good enough. I can't stand behind it anymore. Looking into this for a while, I don't believe it's flat. I could be wrong, of course. The southern pole system shows the globe. Now, this is something else that got me too. Duffy claimed to be able to see the pole star in the south while they were there in Antarctica. But how can you see the southern pole star if it was fucking daylight and the sun was up 24 hours? It don't make any damn sense to me. None. So little problem there, Will. Little problem there. The sun is moving in Antarctica like it would on a globe. In Antarctica, the sunspots were in a globe predicted positions. Well, not really. They just showed a flipped image, because it wasn't. You're only going to see a flipped image if you're exactly 180 degrees from the other observer with the sun between you. Other than that, they're not going to be the same. Okay. It says the sun even moved right to left. These are things formerly I didn't believe were true. Now, this is all only claimed. Okay. She's basing this on this shyster Duffy and this other crew of miscreants that went down there, or if they actually did any of this, I don't know. Fuck. Relying on their hearsay. You understand, right? Okay. Let's see. Those are things formerly I didn't believe were true. The Antarctic trip showed me otherwise, especially showed me otherwise, specifically with the 24-hour sun. I went over the rocket launch video Jaron did February 10th that I sent you with Chris Van Matre, who is a land surveyor and often on Globebusters Tech, and was a good friend of Bob Nodell and Cami Club. He is respected in the community and does long-distance photography. He measures things for a living. We both can't justify what happened in that video. Well, you didn't check it out very good. That's the problem. I'm not saying Chris went globe. I don't know his position on the issue. I haven't forgotten what I've learned about lasers. Now we can see too far, etc., and how water is flat. Well, yeah. So you're going to let somebody else's testimony and a very questionable video totally negate all of that? Okay. But I think there's some other explanation for that. Sure. As I said before, I could be wrong. So please remove me from your show lineup. I'm not coming back. I've been thinking about this for a while, searching my heart to find a solution to this. All I can find is I was wrong and it's my fault and no one else's. That's a decision I've made for myself. She's very exemplifying on that. Very, very, very emphatic on that aspect of it, which I don't know. Let's see. I was wrong and it's my fault and no one else's. That's a decision I've made for myself and I won't push it on anyone else. I'm going to privatize my old flat earth videos on my channel and turn it into something else. I wish to act with integrity. I have changed my opinion based on new information. Now, I want you to pay attention to this verbiage. I wish to act with integrity. I have changed my opinion based on new information that has been presented. If you want, you can say I did a globe flip. I'm okay with that. You can read this on air if you wish. I think it would be a great idea. You can share this with David Weiss or anyone. I'm not a glober. I'm still me. But with new information, I am a truth seeker. I don't want to simply believe anymore. I've not been paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. Your friend, Patricia Steer. Okay? I have not been paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. I am being treated very well by my captors, the Republic of North Vietnam. They are feeding us well. I'm being treated well by my captors. And the reason I say that is because we also know that Robbie Davidson has done the same thing. And we see here, he says, after much thought, research, and consideration, I've come to a new conclusion about the shape of the earth. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I wish to act with integrity. I have changed my opinion based on new information that has been presented in Antarctica from the final experiment. I have not been paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. Now, what's the odds that these two people write the very same thing? Slightly worded different in the beginning of it, but that right there. I wish to act with integrity. I have changed my opinion based on new information. And then down here with the I have not been paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. And Patricia had the same thing. I have not been paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. I mean, those words, even in the exact same order, not I have not been threatened, paid, or compromised in any way. No, exactly that. Paid, threatened, or compromised in any way. Are we seeing something? Are we seeing something here now? I would have to say that I believe we do, that we are. I found that to be rather suspect right from the beginning. When I saw those two things, and I'm like, what? And you're going to see some more. Now, I fully expect after tonight's show that at least the next ones will have brains enough to use different verbiage you know, maybe word it slightly different. You know, it's kind of obvious at this point. So these people are all part of what I like to refer to as the club. Okay. The Flat Earth Convention Club. The ones that run it, the ones that put it on, the ones that do all that aspect of the club. And now we're seeing, now what we're going to look at here in a minute was I came across the video today by King Nico, where he interviewed a man, and the man's name, what the hell was it? Cannot remember his name right off, but I have put the website that he has in the description of the video tonight. I'm also going to put it right in the chat right now, and this is some good stuff. It's a website called Great Mountain Publishing, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 articles dating back to February 6th that he's written on the subject of the final experiment. And I thought it would be kind of fun to go over these. They do have accompanying photographs and video clips as well, so we can look at that. Well, hey, if you did it for free, then you're a fucking retard. That's all I'd have to say. I mean, come on, Paul. Come on. Always cui bono, always cui bono. And we're going to get into that aspect of it too, because after all, VLE's got people down there all the time. Why didn't they just go ahead and set up a 24-hour camera down there? Not spend all that money to have this production, if we can call it anything but that. You mean out of all this time, there's not been any verifiable 24-hour time lapse or video of this sun in Antarctica, and these jokers just happen to go down there and no problem, got it. Here we are. Sorry, baby, that dog don't hunt. Anyway, the first article that he has on here, and let's see, I'm sure it stays open in the same. Yes, it does. Okay. So anyway, let me bring this up. See if I can increase that size for you folks at home. How's that? Now, this is the one we want to go to right here. It was called The Final Experiment is Not So Final. This is from February 6th. Let's take a look at that real quick. Got to make sure that I'm not a bot. Oh my God, it must be a bot. Nope. Okay. So the final experiment is not so final. Y'all see that okay at home? It said all alleged efforts to prove that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica have been proven to be frauds. The Earth is flat and stationary. And so in order to keep the spinning globe myth going, people must resort to fraud. In December 2024, an expedition called The Final Experiment was sent to Antarctica with the stated objective of proving there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, thus disproving the flat Earth and proving the Earth is a spinning globe. So they loaded a team of flat Earth shills and globe proponents to travel to Antarctica. They allegedly succeeded in proving a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The news of the final experiment, TFE allegedly proving that there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, was broadcast worldwide. How could it be that over the many years, no one has been able to film a 24-hour sun? Then suddenly, Will Duffy decides he is going to prove that the Earth is a spinning globe by funding the travel for a contingent of people to film it. And as he predicted, he produced a video showing a 24-hour sun. They allegedly succeeded in proving a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and their supposed success trumpeted worldwide with headlines like, "Flat Earther admits he was wrong after traveling 9,000 miles to Antarctica to test his belief." And, you know, this is something that we've said several times on here. You know, it's not like these guys were the first people to set foot in Antarctica. I mean, there's people that work there, for Christ's sake, right? We've had people there for over a century. There have been people in Antarctica. Okay. We've had bases there. I don't know what these clowns think, you know, oh, look, this is it right here. And it was all part of the publicity and the hype about it in the name, the final experiment. This will do it. Yeah. A couple of jackasses, some Colorado smiling Bob fucking preacher, and some yokels off the fucking YouTube. That's going to do it. Right on. Yet not a single one from NASA. Isn't that funny? It says, with the advent of video lens technology, people have been able to prove the Earth is flat. In light of the mounting evidence that the Earth is flat, it has been increasingly difficult for the spherical Earth orthodoxy to convince the public that the Earth is a spinning ball in outer space. One trick they use is to not measure or examine the Earth itself, but to look into the sky and make claims that the Earth is a sphere based on the movement of the heavenly bodies. It is like examining the ceiling of a room to prove the floor is an arc, but that has been their chosen field of battle, so you will go with it. And we've said that before, that the lights in the sky do not determine what you're standing on. Can we get real here? All right. Let's see. Whether there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is an important issue because, according to the most widely accepted view of the flat Earth, Antarctica contains a massive ice wall surrounding the Earth's oceans. If it could be proven there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, that would undermine that popular model of the flat Earth and support the orthodox globe model. That's the claim. And there's, of course, a picture of the Gleason's map with the solstices explained on the very bottom. Before we discuss the evidence of fraud during the final experiment, we should consider why it was decided to conduct the final experiment in the first place. Now, as I recall, he made a video back, not this last December, but December before that, where he announced that he was going to do something because he had started hearing about this flat Earth from someone in his church. One of the 5 people in his church had said something to him, I guess, about flat Earth. But as we all know, he was a producer for Bob Enyart, who was an anti-flat earther, wanting to send people up into fucking space and all kinds of other crazy shit. Yet Duffy didn't know anything about that, huh? Right. So Anthony Powell's fake time-lapse video. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this, Anthony Powell, he put out this video. It was supposed to be a 24-hour sun, and it wasn't. It was a fraud, okay? So it says one of the most notable fakes of a 24-hour sun was contained in film produced by Anthony Powell. He produced the documentary film in association with New Zealand Film Commission and Antarctica, New Zealand, with financial support from the National Science Foundation, titled Antarctica, A Year on Ice. And if you go to this page, there's a link to this movie if you're, I think, let me see. Yeah, that's clickable. It goes to YouTube videos and you can watch it. We're gonna forego that and watch some other videos that are on here with this as well. Powell claims to have grown up on a farm, but that he has spent most of his adult life living and working in Antarctica. Powell is a cinematographer who specializes in time-lapse photography and is so skilled that he has made his own time-lapse equipment that will work in extreme cold weather, as is found in Antarctica. Although the film is subtitled A Year on Ice, Powell states that he spent 10 years making the film. So it took him 10 years to film 1 year. Sure, that's not edited. Anyway, the opening scene of the documentary shows a spinning Earth with text explaining that Antarctic continent is at the bottom of the planet. That little piece of propaganda sets the stage for conditioning the viewer that the Earth is a spinning globe. At the 1730 mark of the film, Anthony Paul appears on camera to show his watch and announce that it's the middle of summer. Let's check the time. Just after 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock midnight. Paul then begins tracking the sun via an automated camera. A text appears on the screen that states the sun remains above the horizon for 4 months at McMurdo. The time-lapse video tracks the sun as it purportedly circles 360 degrees above the horizon for 24 hours at the McMurdo station. Ostensibly, the time-lapse video is irrefutable proof that the Earth is a globe, since there is no way to have a circling sun circling 360 degrees overhead for 24 months on a flat Earth in Antarctica. A sun circling 360 degrees overhead for 24 hours is a reality north of the Arctic Circle, approximately 66 degrees north latitude, during the northern summer, and showing a 360-degree sun circling overhead for 24 hours south of the Antarctic Circle, approximately 66 south latitude, during the southern summer, would seem to prove a spinning globe hypothesis. Indeed, those who argue for a globular spinning Earth have trotted out Powell's time lapse of the sun circling 360 degrees above the horizon for 24 hours at McMurdo Station as irrefutable proof the Earth cannot be flat and must be a spinning globe. It would seem that the case is closed. Not so fast. David Weiss smelled a rat and did a closer examination of Powell's time lapse. Weiss doggedly scrutinized Powell's time-lapse video and uncovered clear and convincing evidence that the time-lapse video is a piece of chicanery. Weiss discovered that Powell's time-lapse video is not a continuous time-lapse as purported by Powell. In fact, the time-lapse was spliced together using daytime shots to cover over the fact that the sun actually went below the horizon and there was a night sky. The spliced time-lapse video made it appear that the sun was traveling for 24 continuous hours above the horizon around McMurdo Station, but that appearance was not a true portrayal of reality. Weiss posted his proof that Powell's time-lapse video is fraudulent on his YouTube video channel, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. There's Chad. What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Let me see if this goes. Is that still on that screen? Okay, no. I'm going to flip screen real quick. And this is the video from David Weiss on that. So let's take a look at that real quick. How's your night going, brother?
Good. I was just finishing up making pizza and listening to the stream. So
pizza?
Yeah. I had some leftover smoked brisket, so I thought, make a pizza out of that. It was pretty good.
That was dandy.
Pretty good.
All right, so this is David Weiss's debunking of Anthony Powell's 24-hour time lapse. And this is kind of setting the stage because then you'll get to understand why they did this final experiment. Okay.
I'm watching this film, nothing to do with this foolishness of a flat earth, but I'm watching this film and I get around, minute whatever, and I nudge Paul. I said, Paul, this movie just disproved the flat earth.
It's the middle of summer. Check the time, it's just after 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock midnight though.
He documents it. You can watch him.
Well, isn't that special?
The magic of editing.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing that was going on with that, you know, that so we're kind of getting a setup to what this thing was really about. Like, to vindicate that guy. This is Weiss posted his proof that Paul's time-lapse video is fraudulent on his YouTube channel, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. Proof of the fact that the time-lapse video's cleverly spliced video can be seen in two distinct anomalies in the time-lapse. The first anomaly is that when Paul first shows up on camera to announce that it is just after 12 o'clock midnight, the mountain seen in the background is mostly bare of snow, and the sun is off to the right of the mountain. Yet when the camera starts its time-lapse motion, the sun has traveled behind the mountain, which suggests a delay in starting time lapse, or perhaps more than an hour. More than an hour. Within that hour, stop. It says within that hour, the mountain has miraculously become snow covered, although the sky appeared clear both when he announced the time and when he time-lapse video starts. Either there was an improbable hour-long torrential flash snowstorm framed on either end by clear skies, or the time-lapse video was not continuous but spliced from time-lapse photographs and video taken on different days. And that's exactly what it looks like to me, man. I mean, 100. I gotta give Dave Weiss credit for that. I mean, he picked that apart. And which makes me wonder why he was so readily defending this bullshit from TFE, because it wasn't no better.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why it was important to get a 24-hour video then, whoever did it prior and whoever does it going forward.
Yeah. Says the second and most notable anomaly uncovered was by Weiss was that the cloud formations in the beginning of the supposed 24-hour time lapse are identical to the cloud formations in the conclusion of the 24-hour time lapse. Indeed, close analysis reveals that the beginning and concluding time lapse photographs are the same series of time lapse photograph. That can mean only one thing: the purported time lapse is not truly a continuous 24-hour time lapse, but is rather a splice creating a time-lapse video made up of daytime shots to inaccurately portray the sun continuously above the horizon as it travels overhead 360 degrees for 24 hours in Antarctica. The fact that it is necessary, and this is what I've said, The fact that it is necessary to create misleading evidence for the sun circling overhead 360 degrees for 24 hours in Antarctica is the best evidence that there is no such thing as a 24 hours with the sun above the horizon in Antarctica. Why create a false time lapse of the sun circling 360 degrees above the horizon for 24 hours? Because it is impossible to have the sun circling 360 degrees above the horizon for 24 hours in Antarctica. It is impossible because the Earth is flat and Antarctica is the outer rim of the flat Earth. But because the globe model requires that the sun circle overhead 360 degrees for 24 hours during the Antarctic summer, it was necessary to flim-flam people by the artifice of false evidence showing that. And there's a screenshot of, oh, I could have got it there. Ah, I didn't know.
Yeah, and I misspoke. 24-hour live feed, not 24 hours.
Right. Let's see, what is this? This is the one. What does this take me to? Come on, man. Give me the address. Oh, I could have done just 2 places. I could have done it. Shit. Okay, I wouldn't have had to switch screens. That was a pain in the ass. I wish I had known that before. Damn it. Because, you know, sometimes you hit like a link and it'll open shit up in a new tab instead of just opening it up in that tab. Well, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind for this next one. The next article. This guy's got some good shit, man. This whole thing.
What was the name of the guy? I missed the name.
I can't remember. It's called Great Mountain Publishing.
Oh, okay.
And I can't. The guy was actually on. Well, let me look here real quick. I know how to find out. Why didn't I think of this before? So let me pick up. There he is. And Edward Henry, Rie, Henry. Okay. His name is Edward Hendry. And I saw him on King Nico's video today, and he was going over some of this, and I was like, wow, this guy's got this shit all compiled together, man. This is great. You know, and so far so good. So it says enter the flim flam man. I wonder who he's talking about there. Who's your guess?
I'm not sure. Not Duffy, huh?
Oh yeah, Duffy.
Yeah,
Duffy. It says the embarrassing episode with Anthony Powell hit the globe Earth community hard. They were reeling and could not refute the clear evidence of fraud. Every time they tried to recover some credibility and show a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, the time-lapse video was shown to be fake. Seemingly out of nowhere came Will Duffy, an alleged Christian pastor. He was going to settle the matter once and for all. He was going to bring a group of people down to Antarctica in order to prove once and for all that the Earth is a globe that spins and orbits in space. He would have a group made up of both flat earthers and globe earthers. But Duffy came with some baggage. You see, he claims to be a pastor, but he preaches a decidedly unchristian gospel. And we know all about that, where he said it was okay to lie, talks about the crust of the earth is the firmament, all that crap. It says after the final experiment was rigged to falsely show a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, Duffy revealed that one of his main goals in conducting the final experiments was to clear Anthony Powell's name. Duffy indignantly stated that anyone who jumped on this bandwagon against Anthony Powell should be ashamed of yourselves. Duffy doesn't care at all about Anthony Powell. He only cares about restoring the globe model that was destroyed when Powell's video was exposed as a fake. He was on a mission to stop the truth of the stationary flat earth from spreading. The reason that was so important to him and his handlers is explained in my book, The Greatest Lie on Earth. And I think I'm probably going to order that.
Whose book is that?
The guy.
That Hendry or whatever.
Yeah, Hendry. Okay. Yeah. Edward Hendry. And I definitely, I'm going to have to keep that wrote down. I'm terrible with fucking names, man. Keeping them up here, you know.
Whose website is this then? I guess I missed that.
Oh, that's his name, Ken.
Oh,
Edward
it's his
Henry.
website. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This
Got it,
is
got it.
his website right here.
Okay. Well, you had mentioned Weiss earlier. I thought maybe it was something off his. So.
Oh no, this was he mentioned Weiss.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And who did Will Duffy consult with as his technical expert to pull off the final experiment? Wait for it. Anthony Powell. Duffy expressly thanked Anthony Powell, who is an incredible resource for Duffy on how to film in Antarctica. Watch Jaron Campanella's GoPro video at the 2 hour and 34-minute mark. There is obviously video alteration. They used some sort of video technology that allowed them to create a fake sky backdrop. I have no idea how it was done. You can see an anomaly in the video where the entire sky can be seen following the camera. The clouds get lower in altitude and change attitude. And yeah, we saw this here. Let's see if this plays. Yeah. What, 2 hour? What did you say?
2:30 something, I think.
Yeah, right there about where that Coke can's at. Yeah, right there.
And then to look at Elephant Head now.
He starts walking over to these bathrooms.
So, they left me behind.
Watch this cloud up here.
Look how pretty. Beautiful. I have to use the restroom.
Look how it's dropping in the sky.
I got to go recharge my phone. My battery.
There it is, dropping down.
But it looks like we're leaving a day early. So we'll try and keep this running for a long time. But you don't get to see me use the restroom. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was the anyway, that's where that was at. That cloud keeps getting lower and lower and lower in the oh, come on, man. Oh, because I left the site. They're gonna make me pretend I'm a bot. Ah, come on. Where was I at? Damn it.
Yeah, there it was.
Yeah, this is it right here. Fake cloud. See, there's the cloud he's pointing at right there. Exactly what I was talking about. It started out, it was way up in the sky, up above him, and then as he got closer to the bathrooms, it gets lower and lower and lower in the sky till it's like right over top of the bathrooms. It's like, how the fuck that happened? Anyway, Mount Rossman is an elevation of 4,700 feet above sea level. Union Glacier Camp is at 2,300 feet above sea level. That puts Mount Rossman at about 2,500 feet above. I'm not getting it going all through 2,460 above Union Glacier Camp. The cloud appears to be twice as high as Mount Rossman. That means that the cloud must be approximately a mile in the air. Mount Rossman is approximately 1 mile from Union Glacier Camp. The clouds would appear over the area of Mount Rossman. Simple geometry tells us that the angle of the cloud above the latrine in the video starts is at a 45-degree angle. Assuming that the latrine is 8 feet tall and the cloud touched the top of the latrine when Jaron was 8 feet from the latrine, and further assuming that the chest cam is 4 feet off the ground, we come up with an angle from the camera to the top of the latrine at approximately 26 degrees. There is no way that a cloud thousands of feet in the air would be visible in the backdrop just over the latrine being filmed with a chest cam at no more than 26-degree angle to the sky, when the cloud should be out of view above the camera at 45-degree angle. To do that, the cloud would need to drop from an elevation of 1 mile high to an elevation of 75 feet in a matter of 13 seconds while maintaining its shape. That cloud would need to drop at approximately 90 miles per hour while keeping its shape. Furthermore, the cloud drop in the video happened in perfect synchronization with Jaron's pace as he walked, and the cloud stayed in the same position in the camera lens during its drop from the sky. That does not happen in the natural world. There was some kind of video alteration that indicates that the video of the 24-hour sun was the product of video fakery. So he's got, this was the first article that he put out on this. I wish I'd have seen this back then. But the next one, it gets better. It gets way better. Let's see, the final list. Let's see, that's the one we looked at. Go back. And this one, clowns caught faking the final experiment, February the 11th. What are your thoughts on this so far, Chad?
It all makes sense to me. I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts going. I've been looking into some old Will Duffy interviews lately, and I've got some interesting thoughts on that too. But I'll tell you after all of this. I don't want to derail this.
Oh yeah, man. Feel free to share them at any time, man.
Well, like, so we all know that he's talked about, like, in the past. Well, we all know he's a fake pastor and he's a failed investor, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think he lives a comfortable life, but I don't think he's a millionaire like he claims. I think he's backed by somebody. I think a lot of people think that. And I think this failed experiment, these people want their money back. And that's why he keeps going out there with all this crap going on and on again, trying to get more funding, you know, like the government would do. They try and come up with some bull crap to get more funding, you know, keep your investors interested in what you're doing. But I think the guy owes money to these people, and that's why he keeps on and on, you know, going to his little channels and having fights with everybody. It's like, why would you bother? This was the final experiment after all. And that's just, you know, something.
I'm wondering, you know, but I have to also look at, I think it's more than just that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this guy's an asset and has been for a long time, long before anybody had heard of him. As producer of Bob Enyart's show all those years, and then Bob bequeathing him his pastorship. What? Like you just passed it down to somebody, and this guy's he's not trained or anything.
Yeah. And one of the interviews I was watching, he was talking about, well, a couple of times he was talking about how, I'll go with the first one first. When he was at college, maybe some people have heard this already, but he was talking about his own words now. He was at college and there was this like fake scam going around where there's like gang members like telling people that they were going to like give them like a computer or a PlayStation or something, right? And then they would rob them. They would like take them up to the ATM and rob them.
Yeah.
So this happened to him all of a sudden somewhere on campus. And what was it? This happened to him on campus, and then he recognized it, I guess, when he was in the act of it. So I can't remember if he said he ran off or whatever, but anyway, he went and told the cops, and he told on this guy, and he said, what he said was, how did you get out of it? I got out of it by lying to the guy. All right. And he said, I know people have a problem with that because everybody thinks I'm lying about this TFE thing. So then I guess when the cops went and got this guy, he was the wrong guy. I mean, the story's just crazy. So the cops arrested the wrong guy. And then in the middle of like having Duffy identify this guy, the real guy walks by, and then the cops tackle him and arrest him. And it's like, I don't know. It just seems like a crazy story. Then another one he goes on to later on about lying. This one's really crazy. He says that him and a coworker, that he got fired from this job one time because him and a coworker one time were kind of like hypothetically joking around about maybe we should steal the company's secrets and sell them to someone else. Well, the company found out about it.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they naturally fired him, I guess. And it's like, there you go again. You're lying again. You know, it's like this guy has a trail of lies and lies and lies.
He was gonna give up them 11 herbs and spices, bro. That was it. If it wouldn't have been for that, we might have Duffy's fried chicken. You know?
Yeah, no kidding.
Fuck.
But I didn't want to go on and on. But this guy has a history of lying, and he even makes it a point. And another thing I noticed he does a lot in interviews. He's like, you know, I've never told anybody this on live stream before. He always makes a point out of that when he's doing an interview. And then he goes, well, it's like, why would you tell anybody then?
Just filing under shit that never really happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chances are he's lying about the whole story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
You
know?
don't even know he lies so much he doesn't know where one lie starts and the other one ends.
Oh, listen, I know, and that's a sales technique.
Sure,
It is, you know, getting yourself into a sense of familiarity with the mark. You see, you start using their first name, and you on a familial basis and shit. You lie and make up experiences that you think that they could relate to based on your perception of them. That kind of thing. And that's basically what all them stories. That's what they do. That's what you do, you know. And he's just selling mind fuck is basically what he's doing. He's selling a mind fuck. That's it. I don't know. He looks like he enjoys that shit too, because that guy can't get rid of that duper's delight.
I know. He's well dressed.
Smiling all the goddamn time like that. Jesus, he looks perverted.
It's weird.
So this one here says, clowns caught faking the final experiment. In a previous post titled The Final Experiment is Not So Final, it explained how the expedition called The Final Experiment was sent to Antarctica in December 2024 with the stated objective of proving there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The hope of the expedition leader, Will Duffy, was that establishing that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would disprove the flat Earth and in turn prove the Earth a spinning globe. A team of flat Earth shills and a globe proponents allegedly succeeded in proving their 24-hour sun, allegedly, in Antarctica. I revealed in my last article that there was a telltale evidence of video manipulation. The final experiment was a massive fraud. I write now to bring more evidence of video fakery during the final experiment. So he says, the person running a YouTube channel under the nom de plume of Winter Patriot 45, and I think we looked at this on here about the seams, the 90-degree angle seams in the video. Discovered a right angle seam in the 24-hour sun video posted by the final experiment, which suggested screen panels forming the corner of a room. Below is what Winter Patriot discovered. And you see the lines, right? Okay. And here's the video itself. We'll forego that, but I think we've all seen this right here where they saw this corner. All right, now this gets worse, right? I pulled up the same video, but I could not find the seams discovered by Winter Patriot 45. Winter Patriot 45 and Level Earth Observer discovered that after the seams were publicly removed, the video was altered to remove the seam lines. That explains why I could not see the seam lines. So they saw when this was brought out, they went back in and they edited the video, okay, and took the seams out. Some have claimed that the seams seen by Winter Patriot were the stitching of the two sides of the Insta360 camera used to film the alleged 24-hour sun, and I'd heard that as well. If the seam stitches are artifacts from the 360 camera, then the seam stitches are explainable and should have been left alone. If, however, the seam stitches are not artifacts from the 360 camera, then there would be a very good reason to alter the video and remove them. If that is what has to be done, that suggests that the seams are not stitches, but rather reveal something that the perpetrators want concealed. It also indicates that the video is subject to undetectable alteration. That means the video is likely altered and partly a post-production work of art. When they removed the seams from the video, I got suspicious and decided to do some more investigation. I did my own examination of the video and I found seams in this blue sky and other parts of the video that they did not remove. So they removed the ones that were pointed out, but left the other ones. Why would you do that, right? Below are the screenshots of two glitches in the sky at the video at the alleged 24-hour sun in Antarctica, posted by Austin Whitsitt. There's an anomaly right there, up that side, going off at an angle right there, like a corner. You can actually see part of this coming off this way too. Yeah, see this one?
Faintly, yeah.
Zoop. Yeah, it's you have to look at it, but it's there. And that's showing the two glitches anyway. It says below is a screenshot enhanced using Corel Photo Paint by adjusting the shadow and contrast so you can see more clearly the corner seam. And you can see it really quite well there.
Mm-hmm.
Those seams could not be, as some claim, stitched seams caused by the use of an Insta360 camera, because Insta360 stitch seams are only vertical. The seams in the video are both vertical and horizontal and converge to form a corner, as though the video is being projected from screens within some kind of square facility. It is also possible that the seams could be from software used to create the artificial sky. In addition, the Insta360 camera stitch seams should only appear at the joinder of the two videos at the periphery of the lenses. The Insta360 camera in Antarctica was pointed south towards the mountains. That was the key thing that the final experiment clowns wanted in the video. They had one of the two camera lenses pointed south at the mountains. Insta360 cameras do not put seams in the center of the lens field of view. Will Duffy walked up and looked directly into the camera lens pointing south. Thus, the seams could not be the peripheral stitching from the Insta360 camera. The seam can be seen cutting across his face. The corner seams cannot be explained as a simple artifact using an Insta360 camera. Yeah, there's a seam going right up his face. Zoop, zoop, right there. Software to create an artificial sun, clouds, and shadows in a video is commonplace. For example, FlexClip advertises that there are several ways you can create a shadow effect to your footage, and the most obvious way is using the sun to cast a shadow onto your composition. However, natural sunlights are unpredictable, so the best option is to use shadow overlays for post-production. Here we'll offer you a simple and quick for you to achieve this shadow effect using an online video editor. Let's dive in. There are dozens of powerful software programs within reach of everyone to create the fake sun and fake shadows. And Autodesk AutoCAD offers a sun simulator. A special light is available to simulate the effects of sunlight or moonlight. It can be used in like a 24-hour moon, right? It can be used in conjunction with sky simulation to provide a dramatic background and show how the shadows cast by a structure affect the surrounding area. Well, let's see if they got, how long is this thing?
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Easy Unreal. Today I'm going to show you a super simple way to rotate the sun in Unreal Engine 5. It's a quick tip that can really change the vibe of your game's lighting. Before we jump in, if you're into Unreal Engine tips and tricks, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notification. It helps the channel grow and makes sure you never miss a new video. Alright, let's dive in. To change your sun, select your directional light on the right side. I'm using this level. If you go to File, New Level, I'm using this Open World. You can change the rotation here, and it will rotate according to this axis over here. You can see on the bottom left side, Z, Y, and X axis. But we have a better way. Click this, reset this property to its default value. And now I will go F11, so you can just see it better. And press Ctrl L on your keyboard and keep holding it while moving around your mouse. And now if you move around your mouse, you can see this, how you can easily move your sun around the level. And with this, you can just quickly position your sun, for example, over here, and have a nice level. You can just release Ctrl and L, and you will have sun over there. And this is it. If you find this helpful, let me know in the comments below. Drop some likes and comments, and see you in some other video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Well, that was rather enlightening.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you need, is people that know how to do that kind of editing. It's
right.
Show you that kind of stuff.
What's this one?
The new Sun Positioner plugin creates a single actor containing a directional light, a skylight, and a new physically based sky atmosphere component. The rendering system follows physically based principles with Rayleigh and Mie scattering, ozone absorption, and light multi-scattering. The time of day can be changed to dynamically update the effect. The default setup mimics the Earth's atmosphere, but can be edited to create otherworldly effects. Furthermore, the sky atmosphere not only creates realistic ground views, but also supports aerial perspectives and planetary atmospheres viewed from space. So that's just a few examples of what can be achieved with the enhanced sun positioner and the new sky atmosphere component. Cheers.
Unreal Engine.
Unreal TFE.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that they chose TFE too. It has the flat Earth.
Who else we got? Look at here. Look at here. Look at here who we got.
Oh man. Come on down.
What in the world? Look at that. It's Will Duffy.
Is that
y'all,
in black?
I just wanted to tell y'all that y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's hilarious.
Jesus, criminally, bro.
Uncanny image.
So look, I didn't know, like that last thing said that Unreal Engine 4,
yeah,
you can get it for free.
Oh, it's free? Wow, that's pretty impressive for a free software.
Yeah. I wasn't aware, how accessible these things were. I don't do any of that kind of shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You need somebody that is like used it for a while, that knows what they're doing and can explain everything and navigate it well.
Here's something called Filmora, and it says 3 epic cinematic visual effects in Filmora video editing. Let's see what this does. Gotta get it.
Duplicate your clip by long press Alt Option on your keyboard and drag this above your clip. Go to color, bring the saturation all the way down so it turns black and white.
Holy crap.
The center X and Y to direct where the lights come.
Come on, man. Come on. Why do you keep falling off the stage for, bro? What's wrong with you?
Sorry about that.
Falling off the stage.
I had to flip the camera around to show y'all that because it was on my laptop and I hit the wrong button.
What's this thing here? It says how to create a fake sunset.
What?
Wait, I can't do that.
That is wild.
And how to create fake rocket takeoffs.
Right?
Notice that's a few people's new what they started getting into all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. Well, here they're creating a real-looking artificial sun and sky complete with shadows as child's play with the software available today.
Wow.
Unreal's newest update, Unreal Engine 5.5, just released, and it is a big deal. The reason why is the brand new lighting system called Megalights. Since the start of computer graphics, lighting has been the most important part of any 3D render or game. Physically accurate lighting can make the difference if an image is realistic or not. When Unreal Engine 5 released, it introduced a lighting system called Lumen, which gave us real-time global illumination. Global illumination is bounce lighting, which is the extra light created from light rays bouncing off of surfaces. For example, if you have a room with a single light from a window, the room shouldn't be pitch black. Instead, a light from the window will bounce around and illuminate the rest of the room indirectly. And the less light we have, the less bounce lighting. Lumen was a game changer when it released, since it was real time. Before Lumen, to get bounce lighting, we had to wait for each frame to render. Now it is all instant. And while this is great, we still have an issue, and that is each light source requires a lot of processing power to render. A single light in Unreal needs to calculate the bounce lighting and shadows from the light's perspective, which is a very computationally expensive process. This means that we are limited in the amount of lights we can use. If we use too many, then our game's performance drops dramatically. This was a huge limitation until now. In UE 5.5, a new lighting system was introduced on top of Lumen called Megalights. which removes this constraint, allowing us to have as many lights as we want. To demonstrate, in UE5, I'm in an environment that uses hundreds of
this is the new
Unreal
stuff.
sky system has been improved dramatically. By default, Unreal comes with a set of volumetric clouds, which means they are real clouds that exist in the environment. You can fly around them, and they realistically interact with the lighting. Before volumetric clouds, to create a sky, we were forced to use a skybox, which is a massive box or sphere that surrounds the entire world with a sky texture on it. This was able to get the job done for most environments, but as soon as we have a dynamic sun that changes time and position, it becomes obvious that the sky is a static texture. This is why in recent years, games have introduced dynamic skies with volumetric clouds that are physical objects in the environment. They realistically interact with the world and lighting like any other object. The best example of this was in Red Dead Redemption, which has a full time of day and weather system. Every cloud you see are 3D renders. None of them are textures. The last version of Unreal Engine 4 introduced volumetric clouds and the atmosphere system. This made creating realistic skylighting a breeze since it physically simulates the Earth's atmosphere and engine. All you have to do is drag it into your world and you immediately get real sky. Moving the sun will change the atmosphere's light dispersion, automatically updating the color. In fact,
oh, come on, man.
Wow, that is deep.
I mean,
That's next
come on.
level of.
Yeah, that's just unreal. And as I said, I put the link to this website in the description. And
He's just bombing it, ain't he?
I'll tell you what. It says that software can be used to project a scene in massive LED screen studios. Now, here's the thing about Amazon Studios.
At Amazon Studios, we think big. And that's why we've invested in the newest technologies, expanding our creative possibilities and offering our filmmakers an experience like no other. Introducing Amazon Studios Virtual Production.
One of the goals at Amazon Studios is to make this a home for storytellers. We obsess over the filmmakers. We ourselves are the filmmakers, so we're trying to make a safe place for storytellers to be ambitious.
When we went through and actually started to plan out our wall, we really were concerned about making sure that our wall was all purpose. So we went a little bit bigger than traditional walls that have been built in the past, just so we're able to encompass full world building shows as well as smaller series.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah, you can't get a table on weekends.
There's such a wonderful realism that's created with virtual production. The ability to experiment with it on this piece felt really fitting.
The first time I think I've ever in my life had a set that was just mine. It was extraordinary because I could sit in my spacecraft and look out and there was the universe passing by. Oh, wow.
Virtual production within Amazon Studios is relatively new. A large part of what we're doing is really providing education to production and actually giving a sense for what virtual production or specifically in-camera VFX is about.
It definitely gives the ability for filmmakers to be able to visualize and utilize different locations within the same stage. There are so many aspects of it as we shoot different content for different shows. We could have a setup in the morning of one environment, have foreground set pieces. Shoot all that, and then after wrap, be able to swap out all the foreground set pieces, switch out the background, and shoot a totally different environment the next morning. It could be a whole different part of the world.
This type of filmmaking tool makes location shooting around the world accessible to budgets big and small.
And action. Amazon Studios is the home for filmmakers, and we really want to be the place they can come and explore. We are a studio that's owned by a technology company. So, the AWS side of things, definitely lends itself to being innovative and using technology to our advantage. When we mix the world of AWS and Amazon Studios, it really allows us to take everything to the next level.
You've done it.
Here we are.
We work with all filmmakers, all storytellers to try and make this a safe place to think big, dream big, and be ambitious.
Shall we?
Yeah, that's some pretty crazy shit right there.
I hate that stuff.
I
do. I mean, it's subverting God's creation, honestly.
It is. It really is.
Isn't that Bacchus though? The performing and it wasn't the arts. There's this guy that's talking about theater. What is the guy's name on Conspiracy? What is it? You need to check him out. This English guy. he's talking about the Satan's little season, and he goes into a dialogue about the Nephilim stuff, and he explains what they look like, and they inherited these attributes because of the transformation. He gets into some technical stuff about the actual transformation from the Gnostic on how it's weird. It's really cool, but it's just explaining how they look like clowns, and you know how clowns were on stilts that was representing
I've seen it. Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
That might be one of the reasons that clowns scare the shit out of so many kids, man.
Yeah.
You know, like racial memory is what they call it.
Yeah.
It's like how people just naturally will be afraid of spiders or a snake.
Yeah.
They believe that might be a product of racial memory.
Right.
You know, at one time we were prey to something like that, you know.
Right.
So
that's pretty neat. Yeah.
So this is another one he wrote for the next day, February 12th. This guy was shitting it, getting it on here. He says continuity errors in the final experiment prove it was a fraud. And this is just going back over what he had gone over before. He says in an alleged live stream video, Jonathan Morandi showed the sun in the southern sky in Antarctica. Jonathan Morandi is a filmmaker who is well versed in the tricks of video cinematography. He graduated with honors in cinematography and documentary filmmaking from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington.
Right.
He co-created the production company Ice Tent Pictures. No doubt his skill with filmmaking is why he was along on the trip. He claims he is a flat earther, but he is a shill. He was narrating his December 15th, 2024 video. He let the cat out of the bag. He stated, there is a camp where we're going to now, where we've been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, for one day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and now our second day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We arrived, like I said, 5 p.m. yesterday, not through a little bit of orientation at the camp, and then they took us up here. What? We've been sleeping on the floor on mats, and these sleeping bags, I really only got like 3 hours of sleep this week. A couple people were on this trip that slept as little as I did. In one case, didn't sleep at all, and beautiful. So we have 2 more days here. Now that's really weird. He says, we've been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, for one day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now our second day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We arrived, like I said, at 5 p.m. Well, what the fuck are you doing? Eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner right all in a row?
Wow.
Like all right after 5 o'clock p.m.?
That's right.
What the fuck, right? The camp he was mentioning was Union Glacier Camp.
Yeah.
He seemed to forget that they were supposed to have only arrived in Antarctica the day before at 5 p.m. But he said that they had already been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He realized that he let the cat out of the bag, so he amended his statement to say he meant for one day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then he slipped up again. After explaining how they slept on the floor on mats and sleeping bags at the second camp, where he was narrating, he said, I really only got like 3 hours of sleep this week. Wait a minute. He said that they arrived the day prior at 5 p.m. But now he is explaining his lack of sleep for the past week that he has been there. I smell a rat.
Wow.
Now, is this a play? Let's see.
Beautiful Antarctica, babies. Look at that sun. I came here not knowing what was going to happen. I started a camera right there, and it went all the way around us. It's just stayed here. Went up a little bit higher over here, came over here, went back down to where it was. I tracked it. We all tracked it. There was many cameras out here, and what a magical place. I wanted to do a live because, for one, everyone here is doing lives, and I didn't even know it was possible. And two, I figured it was a good way to get a message out while we got a little bit of the Starlink here. Let me just show you the place. This is where we've been staying. We're at the Union Glacier in Antarctica by ALE, Antarctica Logistics and Expeditions, or Antarctica Logistic Expeditions. They organize everything. They're an American company based out of Salt Lake City. They also are based out of Punta Arenas, Chile, where we were for 3 days before arriving here yesterday at 5 p.m. and coming straight to this little cabin, little research station.
Anyway, I'm going to let y'all watch at your own leisure. The transcript of what he said is up here. I don't think we need to replay him saying it for brevity's sake and the fact that I want to be off of here within the next hour so I can get up for work tomorrow and possibly have a part 2, but we'll look at this. It says the graphic below demonstrates how the clowns who conducted the final experiment to prove that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica were not conducting an experiment. They were performing a parlor trick. Now, same time, same location, December 15th, 2024. Same time, same location, December 16th, 2024. They're at different heights. We see that they're at different heights over the course of a day. The above 2 screenshots were scaled and lined up based on the nearest peak under each sun. One on the left, Jonathan Morandi, shows the sun allegedly due south at the TFE second camp in Antarctica during its December 15th, 2024 purported live stream. But the sun he is showing is not the same position in the sky as the sun in the alleged time-lapse video of the right recorded by TFE 1 day later on December 16th, 2025 at the same time of day. That indicates that the sun in both videos is not real but are some kind of CGI.
Has Jaren or Whitsett or McTiernan, any of them put out any more video other than what they already had, or are they just kind of riding with that?
I don't know. I don't watch them.
I was just curious. It's like it seems like they're afraid to put anything more out because as fast as it comes out, it gets, you're giving people more time to go through and find all the flaws.
Just obliterating it. Yeah, you're right.
Something weird is going on, especially when I compare it with that verbiage.
Right.
It's so identical in those 2 statements by 2 separate people.
Must have the same lawyer.
And there's going to be more. There's going to be more. I think that the club is bowing out.
There's some weird stuff afoot, though, Sav.
Don't let the doorknob hit you.
Yeah, but Robbie, what's his name? What was his Davidson? Didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming because he is confessing it as biblical cosmology, right? That's a major to really confess it like biblically, and because Dave Weiss just comes with it scientifically, right? He says it's a God. So what God is he talking about? But besides that, I think you know what I'm going with that.
Yeah. It's fuckery about, man. That's for sure. Let's see, how long is this thing? 48 seconds. Okay, this is what the time lapse. Let's take a look at it real quick.
Yep. Oh, this is awesome, dude.
Good God.
I mean, like you could see it though.
Football son, won't you come?
Then it gets egg shaped.
Look at there. Look at there. Now it's elongating.
Yeah. Came real in close to him too, didn't it? Here's where it stretches out again.
Yep. Egg shaped sun, won't you come? Wash away the.
And then the camera goes off to the right, dude. Watch the camera at
the
edge of the screen. It just goes right some kind of weird way. It dropped down right there. Now watch.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all kind of messed up.
It doesn't even make sense for the type of mount that he was using. He tried to make up a bunch of fucking excuses for it, but it didn't stick.
But friggin'. It didn't even look universal, dude. Like it would even spin it. If you look at it close, it doesn't even look like it has an apparatus with some type of motor in it, dude. It's just like sitting on top of it.
Well, the fact that they had to run this type of bullshit, what does that tell you?
Exactly.
There's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Okay? Yeah. And I don't care, Toon wanting to go, I'll give you $100,000, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, you greasy little effeminate weasel child. Good God.
Enough. They're all weasels, bro. They're little weasels, bro. Like demon weasels.
I mean, if If this thing ended at all, then why you keep going on and on about it ended?
Yeah. Yeah, it obviously didn't end it. It might have ended you, though. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
The credibility factor on these people, and now these people that are jumping ship because of this nonsense, that don't make any sense at all.
The timing, yeah, all of a
The
sudden,
people
all
who
together.
should be really dissuaded would be the people that aren't really as observant, the people who've not looked at fake video and shit like that over the years, right?
That's what it's affecting, though. It's affecting the streamers, the ones that's out on the outsides, I think. That's about
No,
to-
it ain't, because the ones that are quitting are the big ones. Okay.
Oh,
And look,
I know that from the inside, it's going from the inside out. But if you think about it, I had like 7 people sob that just like backed off, wouldn't even answer me. 2 of them blocked me after they saw the tabloids on that. I was like, what? So,
well, that just tells you what? What does that tell you? That tells you that they didn't really fucking get it to begin with.
that's right.
Okay. Because I mean, once you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that was like, I remember I had this class called descriptive geometry. And it's basically being able to artificially turn something so that you're looking at it from its true perspective.
Right.
All right. From an orthographic perspective.
Right. Okay.
Basically, kind of like an auxiliary view that would show you the true length and slope of something. Because like if I was shit, where's mine? Okay, so like if I'm holding my phone right here, right? And I'm holding it like this, okay? You're not getting a true length and slope because I have it tilted back to me. As you can see, I have it tilted back to me and angled over. So you're not getting a true length and slope.
Right.
And by being able to fold it out artificially from the perspective planes, you can get a true length and slope. Man, I'll tell you what, I didn't get that shit at all. I was like, fuck, I don't get this, man. I really having trouble with this class. I just don't get it, man. And then one day at work, I was at work. I was a welder at the time. I was at work, and all of a sudden, you know, I was thinking on it, and all of a sudden it went bang. And it like snapped in my head. Now I was like, probably what I was explaining to you, you were going, what the fuck is he talking about? But in my head, I was seeing it, you know, because I like, oh, I get this fucking shit now.
Right.
Yeah. And so you can't like unsee it. You can't go back to being ignorant.
No.
You really can't. And that's what got me about Patricia's email, you know, even though I know about the lasers and the water lays flat and blah, 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 based on what I've seen in Antarctica. Listen, Toots, you didn't see anything. You were told some shit by a bunch of lying motherfuckers with manipulated video.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be brighter than that. You should be way brighter than that.
Yeah.
I mean, you dissect NASA videos and SpaceX videos. Come on.
It's
Have you
willful
heard the
ignorance.
latest about the Adam's apple?
Oh, I don't know anything about that, man. I'm just, I don't know. That's not even important to the issue. It's not even important to the issue. In fact, I've come to the conclusion that there's so many of them fucking things around, man, you don't even know. You know? There just is. They look like they just started growing them in the last couple of years, man. There's fucking she's everywhere.
What if it's like a rib? When you get it cut out, after about 5 years, it grows back.
Oh my God, I don't know.
It's the same thing with Duffy too, with all his lies. It's like once you tell a lie after lie after lie, how do we believe you again? We don't.
Yeah. That's so true. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it says here, some might argue that the sun would naturally be in a different position the next day due to its circuit over the earth. But that, you know, I thought that at first too, but then I was like, no, that's backwards. But that argument fails because the southern summer solstice, when the sun moves highest in the sky in 2024, was December 21st. Thus, the sun should have moved higher in the sky from December 15th to December 16th as it approached the summer solstice on December 21st. However, the opposite happened in the two videos. The sun is seen moving lower. That can only happen if each video's sun were computer generated. The computer program used to create the artificial sun in the sky had difficulty adjusting to changes in perspective as people walked while taking videos. In one case, during an alleged live stream on December 15th, 2024, the artificial sun dropped toward the horizon as Jaron Campanella approached the mountains on the horizon. The screenshots below have been resized using the mountains on the horizon as a scale. Thus, the relative distance of the two suns to the horizon are on the same scale for both screenshots and can be accurately compared. The fact that the sun changed altitude within 34 seconds indicates that the video was not truly live streamed, but was pre-recorded and altered to add in CGI sun. Hello, missing days.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And that's what I think. It's a combination of maybe they went there a day and then this Unreal Studio type of stuff they finished editing with. And
this guy's got an article on how Lisbeth let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, that's the same. I think Pebbles got into that research today and was kind of roughing it through the airways, through the ether, and I overheard that. That's why I kind of was making. There was the thing about what the last comment I made, and I'm not going to even feed that machine.
Yeah.
By the way,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, by the way, that the video that DJ New Moon put out was pretty funny. It equates to the TFE.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty funny and good.
So it says in the screenshot on the right, Jaron Campanella shows the sun in the sky while the TFE second camp at about the 4:51 mark in his body-mounted GoPro camera, as he alleged live streamed on December 15th, 2024. The screenshot on the left was taken 34 seconds later at about the 5:25 mark in the video. The fact that the sun changed altitude within 34 seconds indicates that the video was not truly a live stream, but was pre-recorded and altered to add a CGI sun. As he walks toward the mountains, the software used to display the artificial sun in the sky has difficulty adjusting to the perspective, and that caused the sun to drop in the sky. The screenshots were resized using the line of mountains at the horizon as a gauge. That ensures that the relative distance to the sun to the horizon can be accurately compared. And that is way off.
So this is true video forensics, right?
Dude, this guy's into it hard, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. You ought to reach out to him, so I'll see what he says.
He was on King Nico.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. If you look at King Nico's last video, he was on there. I caught that today. I thought it was great.
Okay.
And then here, of course, he's got one called Duffy's Failure, the dog that did not bark. I like that. This guy's pretty good. He's pretty good.
That's what's up.
So let's see. This is just kind of rehashing everything that was put out. And this is where it actually starts here. Cool. So this is just basically what we've already gone over in a nutshell. And as of course I've said, if you want to read this yourself and you want to check this out, I've put the link in the description of this video tonight, and I threw it up in the chat earlier, so it should still be there. If you scroll up when I go back off this article, I'll put it right. I'll put the link back in the chat as well. So anyway, prior to traveling to Antarctica, the organizer of the expedition, Will Duffy, promised to call "Hey Dude" Steve when he was live streaming at midnight from Antarctica. It was agreed between Steve and Duffy that the live stream phone call was the best way to verify that Duffy was truly streaming live in front of the midnight sun in Antarctica. It was a way to show that the displayed live stream was not a fake pre-recorded and manipulated video. Duffy, when he agreed to the call, thought that the call was not just an argument. The call was a solution to proving that the final experiment was genuine. And then Duffy purposely did not call Steve. We know it was on purpose because he specifically mentioned Steve by name during the alleged live stream.
Wow.
Duffy's failure to call Steve live gives us some insight into how they conducted the experiment. It was taped ahead of time. Indeed, there is proof that the supposed 24-hour sun was taped ahead of time, and they used video manipulation to fake it. Duffy did not call Steve as he promised to do because he could not call him. The supposed live stream was pre-recorded and then altered to add in fake backgrounds and other effects to simulate a 24-hour Antarctic sun. That is why Jaron Campanella left on a flight from San Jose, California on December 10th, 2024. You can see his car info screen showing 2024, 12/10, 7:34 a.m. at the 144 point in his more than 5-hour GoPro video.
Wow.
But Jaron allegedly did not depart from Punta Arenas, Chile for Antarctica until December 14th.
Huh.
He and the others were very busy for those 4 days. Indeed, Jaron slipped up and almost revealed that they had been in Antarctica for 4 days during a separate GoPro chest video he stated at the 8:20 mark, and it links it right to it.
Wow.
And here's the quote. I'll just show you this room where we've been staying for the last, I can't believe that we came here yesterday. It seems like we've been here for 4 days. I don't know what the hell is going on. Add to that the statement by Jonathan Miranda, who explained, there is a camp where we're going to now, where we've been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, for 1 day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and now our second day breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We arrived, like I said, at 5 p.m. yesterday. So they went there, had breakfast, and said, okay, bring us the lunch. Okay, now we're ready for dinner.
The last thing he had to make sure everybody knew was when they arrived.
Yeah. We've been
You know
sleeping.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that is, anybody that is in psychology would have a field day. I'd like to see somebody break down some of these, some of these little statements and stuff.
Oh, no doubt.
And like, there's this guy, I can't remember who he was. He used to break down. I know you got to know who I'm talking about. He used to break down debates, and he would say what they were doing and then how they were acting in the body gestures. I wish I could find this cat because I don't know if he's still on YouTube, but Sav, it would be cool.
Oh, the body language guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's still on. Yeah.
What? He would have a field day with this. I guarantee it.
And to date, nobody has taken account for that extra day or whatever still?
No.
I haven't heard. Yeah.
No.
And they always avoid the question anytime it's been asked.
Oh, yeah. There's a
You
whole
spotted that like off the dump.
Listen, I told you there was some fuckery with time period. Told you. Some of the shit that I'm just like picking up on, and then this guy like breaks it right the fuck down. This is perfect.
So look, I do want to give a special shout out to Sav too, because yet again, this is firsthand empirical, like breaking it down that he's got an access with. So that's he's on the front lines doing some research, y'all, because this is some important information. And the way this is formatted, anybody could take this to a debate, watch it one time, take notes off of it, and go back into this and have these points, and it's irrefutable.
Yep.
Like obliterate it.
So he says here the camp he was mentioning was Union Glacier Camp.
Yes.
He seemed to forget that they were supposed to have only arrived in Antarctica the day before at 5 p.m. But he said that they had already been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He realized that he let the cat out of the bag, so he amended his statement to say he meant for 1 day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That he slipped up again. After explaining how he slept on the floor on mats and sleeping bags at the second camp, from where he was narrating, he said, I really got only like 3 hours of sleep this week. Wait a minute. He said that they arrived the day prior at 5 p.m., but now he's explaining his lack of sleep for the past week that he has been there. What the fuck's going on, right?
That's right.
Duffy's failure to call Steve is the kind of compelling evidence that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle reveals in his memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes noticed that none of the witnesses heard the watchdog bark during the night of the murder he was investigating. The function of the watchdog is to warn of intruders. The function of Duffy's promised live call to Steve was to verify the authenticity of the final experiment.
Yep.
Sherlock Holmes reasonably inferred that the dog not barking indicated that the murderer who stole the racehorse was known to the dog. Thus, the dog would not view the murderer as an intruder. This negative fact is similar to the negative fact of Duffy not calling Steve. Just as the dog not barking suggested that the murderer was known to the dog, so also Duffy's failure to call Steve live, as he had promised to do, suggests that he could not call Steve live because the final experiment live stream was not truly a live stream. It was pre-recorded. Duffy admitted to not calling Steve. He claims his reason for not calling was that his phone was unavailable to him because it was being used by another member of the expedition to live stream with Candace Owens. But that excuse doesn't hold water because the Candace Owens live stream never happened.
And was
Duffy
erased.
had another excuse for that. He claimed that there was a Starlink software update that prevented the live stream, but it seems that the update did not interfere with his alleged live stream. The plan for Duffy to call and his failure is documented beginning at the 2143 mark of the YouTube video below. Of course, while they were in Antarctica, this guy brings all the receipts, man. That's what I like.
That's what's up. That's it.
He says, of course, while they were in Antarctica, they saw the sun setting there, but they spent their time altering their videos to filter out that reality and add in fake CGI sun and sky.
Yep.
Jaron let the cat out of the bag. At the 120 mark of in one of his videos, Jaron explains the sun circuit at the second camp and said that the sun sets.
That's
Quote,
right.
the
Heard
sun
that.
will dip down right there. It doesn't go behind that mountain. It goes right above it, comes over here, gets back up high in the north, and then it sets. After arriving back from Antarctica, the recording was played for Jaron. And at the 350 mark in the below video, Steve asked Jaron why he said the sun sets. Jaron did not deny saying it. He plaintively said he did not know why he said it. So Steve said, could I just ask you, Jaron, why did you say that it sets? I don't know. That's what I said. I have to listen to it. I don't know if I was just kind of rambling off there. And there's, of course, the videos.
Damage control.
Yeah. And at the 39-minute mark in the video, Duffy agrees to live stream a call to Steve from Antarctica at about midnight, Ushuaia, Argentina time. And of course, he didn't.
So psychologically, if you really would evaluate, Saab, wouldn't you say that sun did not set? You would not even use that reference frame of linguistics, right?
Well, no.
So, I mean, I think the whole attitude would have had way more gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm over here rhyming and stuff, but I'm just saying it would have been more personable. He wouldn't have been put on dump about everything that he was. None of that would have mattered to him if it was legit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He would have overlooked all that, would have been to the science and said, we're going to do this. Y'all don't freak out. I went through that whole spew, and I believe that's where the truth frequency kind of settles on our shoulders, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The genuine outlook of what would have taken place tells us there's something to it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah.
So another one.
You just steadily obliterated.
Oh God, this thing. That's why I said in the description. I said the TFE not only shot itself in the foot, it blew its own fucking leg off.
Didn't that whole cast of characters just get together again too and do a live stream?
Yeah, I saw that come up on the Final Experiments page on their channel.
Yeah,
and they had every one of them little grifting motherfuckers was up on there, all rubbing each other's balls and shit.
I haven't seen it yet. I just saw that they did a thing.
I didn't watch it. I pulled it up for a minute, and I thought, then I just looked at the screen. I was like, oh man, this just looks like a ball fest. Like they're just going to be, stroking each other's dicks,
Because naturally, YouTube thinks that I want to watch that since I talk about it on a flat Earth channel.
Yeah.
Linguistic algorithms.
Yeah.
But whatever, bro. Whatever. So he recaps everything that we've gone over so far because I'm going right in order that these were written. This one was the next day, February 13th. This guy was putting down some shit, And again, I put the link to this site in the chat just a minute ago. We can do it again here real quick.
Yeah, this is just this.
Yeah, get this out. Get this out. Everybody get this
Major,
out. If you're in Facebook
Major.
groups, put it out. If you're on X, put it out.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you're on, Instagram, put it out.
If you want math, it drops math on you.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like the more of this it gets out, because look,
Yeah.
they were real quick to jump up and start fucking wagging their ass in everybody's face before the chips had settled, right? Yeah. Well, now we're gonna
You
wag
can't type
our
a
ass in
website
your face, bro.
Bet you. They get bought out. Just like they'll buy the name out and everything and just shut the website down.
Yeah.
Usually that's how it happens. I hate to say it.
All right, so it says here the locations of the 2 Antarctic camps used during the final experiment are the following coordinates. Jaron Campanella showed his Garmin screen indicating the longitude, latitude 79.45 south and 82.51 degrees west while standing at the communal mess tent in Union Glacier Camp, Antarctica. According to the drone footage, the secondary camp was at 79.44 and 82.48. Mount Rossman is located at 79.47 minutes and 82 degrees 48 minutes west. According to the above coordinates, Mount Rossman is south of the Union Glacier Camp, and the Union Glacier Camp is south of the secondary camp. In the graphics below, the two camps and Mount Rossman are plotted in relation to one another on Google Earth. Right there. And there's his thing showing the location.
Wow. So they're obliterating that too.
Okay, so here's Mount Rossman here south. Here's Jaron's Garmin is right here. This middle one, and then the top one here is the drone secondary camp.
Oh my gosh. This is so awesome.
Those running the final experiment used tracking software from 060 to plot their travels while in Antarctica. The 060 software allows for the construction of a custom map, which they changed when I discovered the swirlies and shit all in their map to begin with.
Yeah.
And after that, they changed. I made a video about it, and then they changed the fucking map when you pulled it up. It wasn't that anymore. It was this shit right here. I still have the screenshots of it, though, the way it was.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, they've been good at addressing all the points after the fact.
Yeah. But see, it's out there. We're showing it now. They can't come in here and edit mine. And besides that, I have a physical copy of it that's not connected to the internet as well.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, as soon as it's done, ching, 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 boom, gone onto an external hard drive. Unplug. Not even connected to shit unless I'm putting something on it.
Yeah, local.
Play with that fucking cloud and all that other bullshit, especially when I know that there's some real fucking dark, spooky fuckers involved with this dumb shit, you know?
Yeah, there are.
So the problem with the 060 software is that it plots the wrong directions. The software compass incorrectly shows the direction of north, where according to Google Earth, it should be east. The final experiment intended to show Mount Rossman south of Union Glacier Camp. Instead, their custom map configured using the 060 software has Mount Rossman east of Union Glacier Camp because their compass heading is wrong.
Wow. What?
Yeah. When you compare the Google Earth coordinates with the 060 coordinates, you find that the 060 coordinates give the final experiment website are off by 90 degrees. When the 060 needle is pointing north, it is actually east. Thus, when the 060 map is oriented with the 060 false north at the top of the map, actual north is to the left and south is to the right. Below, I will orient the 060 map with the true north up at the top. Thus, the graphics below will give the true directions.
Wow.
Here's what we see.
That's awesome.
See, and their thing was showing that is north.
And it's off by that much. Oh. That is crazy.
I say all of that, hopefully, to avoid confusion when I reveal something that exposes the final experiment as a scheme of misdirection. Jaron Campanello was a famous flat earther, but in reality, he was a shill pretending to be a flat earther.
What?
When he was in Antarctica, he brought several compasses with him. He flaunted his many compasses in a video on the plane as he traveled to Antarctica. However, the only time he displayed a compass is when in Antarctica was to hold it upside down so that it would not tell the true direction on the camera. While all of the participants in the final experiment were quite proud of their compasses when in Puerto Arenas, Chile, and during the plane flight, but when they arrived in Antarctica, the only person who showed a functioning compass on camera was Jonathan Morandi. But his reading showed south being at a heading of 30 degrees west of Jaron's snow-etched south-pointing line.
Wow.
Two magnetic compasses should give the same readings. The different readings suggest that Morandi's compass was rigged in some way.
Huh.
At the secondary camp, Jaron etched in the snow a direction of south pointing toward Mount Rossman. The problem is that when one uses the mouse wheel to focus in on the second camp in the 060 software on the Final Experiment website, we find his etched marking in the snow is actually pointing true north. That suggests that the Mount Rossman we see in the videos is not actually Mount Rossman, but some kind of artificial computer generated graphic.
Wow. Yep.
Which we figured.
That's right. I was stuck on that for about a week. I was stuck on that one, so.
See, this is so much fucking nonsense. What did I say about this when it started? He says, what if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Yeah.
Said, well,
make a difference.
I said, one, it'll either mean that there is some kind of an anomaly with the sun that we don't quite fully understand, right, or that there is some fuckery afoot.
Yeah.
And I'm opting toward the latter.
Me too.
And I said that before they even fucking went.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. I wanted to add real quick because I just popped over on the Strange World and I was watching that, and Mark Sargent addressed the Patricia Steer thing. And I guess Jaron had pre-sight. He knew like a day or two in advance that that Patricia and this other person was going to flip. He said he had them in his pocket, is what he told Mark Sargent. That he, because I guess Mark Sargent said that Jaron had been texting and emailing like all these like 15 or more different people, and it looked like he was copy and pasting stuff, and they were all contacting Mark Sargent to be like, what is going on here with and so they've got Lisbeth on Strange World tonight also. Which is because it's all part of the operation too. A lot of people don't understand that the Strange World show is part of solidifying the final experiment.
Yeah. So they're making the rounds on the same day too.
And to make it appear to still be real, so that that it still solidifies the belief that the final experiment was a real operation.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I might call into it though when they take calls.
I will
see.
Do it.
Would love
to. And just call it out for what it is, because it's.
We all should show up.
Yeah.
It would be cool if you actually called in from this show.
Be very respectful.
Let me ask you, Andrew, is what did you think about that, like, uncanny similarity verbatim statements that both Patricia Steer said in her email and that this Robbie character put on his Instagram post?
Well, Mark Sargent addressed that too, and he acknowledged that they both had to have either been in cahoots with one another, or they, like they were both it's all orchestrated, and it sounds
Sure.
like Jaren was involved with the orchestration of it,
Uh-huh.
and probably beyond that, whoever is either paid or has him compromised. Mark Sargent, he said that he felt that Jaren was 100% compromised in some way, and that this is just all just too suspect.
Yeah.
But then
That's
again,
the
to have
whole group,
Elizabeth on their show tonight,
That's
on
a whole group.
just who nobody in the community's ever even heard of this person.
I know, right?
Just
we never heard of her until this thing bounced out. The fucking final experiment thing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the best. That's first I'd ever heard of it. And what got me was that of all of the people that were on that almost reminded me of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where they give everybody a rose or something, and then and if they don't get one, that means they get kicked off or some shit. It was like that, and the very first guy that they kicked off was like the most qualified dude to go. He said he'd been studying the sun. He's got all the equipment. He's got all the filters and everything that he needs to be able to do this and everything. And they're going, "Oh, we're sorry, you don't get to go. We're going to get Bambi eyelashes over here to go." And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
And if you ever
they weren't looking for people with accolades. They were looking for people that they could, that was going to sling their story that they wanted.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Lisbeth is just a character recently created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, anytime you see her, she's always got somebody there to hold her hand.
I believe so too. And that makes me question the whole thing. Like they're talking about, like I say, this whole Strange World show. Patricia Steer went on for their 500th episode or whatever, knowing that the next day she was going to flip to the globe, and she went on there still and pretended to go along with the narrative. Like it's all just one big production.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating about it, is that there's so many people that they're in it for the wrong reasons, and we don't know when the next person's going to flip or what they're going to do. But it's all just so contrived, and it makes a lot of sense, because I tie it back in with the society's disdain for Elon Musk right now. And the fact that it's in the news right now that he's being tapped to decommission the International Space Station.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is if everyone who didn't like Elon Musk, all the leftists who believe in space, if they would just acknowledge the flat Earth and the space fakery, then that would be a powerful force to reckon with. Because
it's all going to be revealed, but there are going to be still people that can't see. Okay, you're still going to have that. This whole operation, this is a desperate attempt at, like, these people. They figure there's a lot of people that really listen to these people. They're believing their own hype. They really think they're as famous as they pretend that they are.
Yeah.
Now, I know for a fact that the majority of these clowns do not really have that many subscribers. They don't have that many people that are watching that watch them. I mean, they've got more than I do, but I mean, it's not, their view count does not reflect their subscriber count. You understand? Not a bit. It's like way out of whack.
Yeah, their analytics is way off.
And that's one thing that's really been revealed to me recently, where I've really come to terms with the dichotomy of all these bots that are, on YouTube, on Twitter, on all the social media platforms. How there could be like 80 or 90% of the interactions that we have are actually bots.
Well,
I think they're AI algorithm trained.
They are. Listen, I had a bunch of them that over the course of years I had blocked on Facebook, trolls. And I went back to see my blocked list, and it was like 2 years later, and a bunch of these had reverted back to their original account name, and they were all had the name bot or something in it, and all this bullshit. And I was like, I showed it on the show one night, And I was like, so about 80% of these fucking trolls are nothing more than bots. The same thing with these idiots that you think are watching these people. Like, I know Duffy's fucking thing is full of bots, you know, just like Tunes, just like the rest of these fucking clowns.
And I think these bots can even send super chats. You know, that's why you see some of these shows that get like $500 super chats, or, you know, these gigantic super chats, and they just keep on getting them. It's because those aren't even real.
Well, think about this. If you and I are even in cahoots with one another, right? And we've got within a pool of money that we use for the grift. Okay. It's called seed in the pot. All right. People don't want to be the first one. They don't want to be the first one. So here comes some guy and says, oh, here you go, Tune, and whoever else. Here's a $50 super chat, blah, blah, blah. That's just part of that little fun. That's the seed, the fucking thing.
Yes.
Yes, to get the rest of the people to
they'll
to
feed
pitch in.
themselves just to look good. You're right.
It's like a mark. It's like a mark that'll stand there, you know, like, okay, so the shill stands there and does the 3-card Molly trick, right? And he's got a guy working with him that he pretends like he doesn't know. The guy walks up and starts playing and shit, and he's, you know, they make it like he's winning, like this is pretty fucking easy or whatever, right? And so you're like, hell, I'll get in on this, and you go ahead. Well, they're just using their own money that they had to begin with,
right?
Okay, and then making it look like it's real easy and everything, so that you'll come along and you go, come on, how about you give it a try? You go, fuck yeah, I'll do that any day of the week, and you lay your money down. Then he does the real trick on your ass.
And you know, these bots are all, you know, they use this in other operations too, like Ukraine and other stuff.
Yeah.
And that was all funded by that USAID stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see, you know.
I'm wondering if this exodus, and also seeing some of these other guys like Craig going on there debating secular humanism versus Christianity, that was a debacle for him, boy. Woo! Way out of his element. And I'm wondering if that what we're seeing here might not be the result of these cuts in that.
I have to doubt that, because I think that this is too much of an importance for both left and right, to keep the whole space fakery and the flat Earth movement at bay.
Well, you know,
so I think if anything, they're going to continue to finance this.
Maybe, but if they've shut down the entire office,
there's other offices though that are
right. But look,
that's just a
sometimes
minute
when you take out a tumor, you inadvertently damage some tissue. Okay.
Yeah, but they have safeguards in. I mean,
who's they?
The whole space program is Elon's baby.
Yeah, I know.
It is within his highest interest to protect that.
It's almost like he's purposely trying to show how fake it is.
Elon is nothing.
He's not smart. Elon is just a puppet up there.
He's a puppet.
That's all he is. He's not smart.
I know that.
You know, he's just this guy that they have there that they've told you a story about.
That's right.
And it's a way to mask more government operations behind the guise of a billionaire guy. You know, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I totally know that. Just like all of them are. They're all just puppets that are being, you know, we're watching a movie, and these are all just the characters that we're watching in the movie.
All right, so I kind of want to get back on topic here because I don't want to be up all night.
All right, I just wanted to pop on for a minute anyway. I got to do some Instacart. I might jump back on in a bit.
All right, man.
All right.
We'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, see you.
All right. So anyway, back on this is apparently Union Glacier Camp was some kind of outdoor movie set where the CGI background of sky and mountains were perhaps added later. Thus, the participants were confused regarding compass directions. Consequently, the participants could not keep their bearings straight. This became apparent during the orientation when two guides gave 3 different directions for south. Later, Jonathan Miranda gave yet a 4th direction for south. It seemed that nobody could keep the stage direction straight. At about the 122 mark of Jaron's GoPro video, of the orientation of the alleged Union Glacier camp, the ALE guide pointed in this direction and said 1,000 kilometers that way is south. About 35 seconds later, at the 1:22:35 mark in Jaron's video, the same ALE guide was asked by someone off camera, which way did you say was the South Pole? That guide answered by pointing approximately 90 degrees to the west of the direction he had previously given and said that way. After orientation, Jonathan Miranda pulled out his compass at Union Glacier Camp, and while looking at the compass, pointed in his direction, explaining that the South Pole, he said, was this way. That's south. Remember, look at mine, referring to his compass south. A second guide pointed toward Mount Rossman and stated that direction is due south. They are pointing in different directions. A second guide points directly toward Mount Rossman and states that direction is due south. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, shit. That comes up on X. Damn it. Didn't want to do that.
All right.
Oh, shit.
It's okay.
Damn it.
They won't let you show that on here, right?
No.
The X posts.
I can. I just didn't want to switch. Did it come up?
It came up for a second.
It came up, didn't it? Damn it.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Right.
Shit. Where'd I put it? It's right there.
This is amazing, though, that it breaks it down.
Yeah.
Timestamps and stuff like that. It took more than one person to put this together. You got to know that. There's a couple people had
maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. Who is the guy that did it then?
This thing?
Yes.
His name was hang on a second.
You don't have to go back to it yet. We can do it at the end if you want to, but I just thought
Hendry is his last name.
Okay.
Is that the one?
He's pretty good at what he does. On that end.
I'm gonna get back to where I was. I fucked up.
You're good.
This is the one. Okay. So there's that. Let me close that. All right, so I can present, share screen.
And we're back.
That Buchanan Hills is our due north, and then on the other way is due south. Over there is this incredible feature called an ice cap. Cerritos plunged into the snow. That Buchanan Hills is our due north, and then on the other way is due.
Gonna go knock down marathon? Traffic. Gonna take your bags off, just drop them here for a moment. It looks like a mountain that looks like a Dorito plunged into the snow. That Buchanan Hills is our due north, and then on the other way is due south. Over there is Dorito.
Okay, so big deal. That worked out well. There you go. Second guy pointing south. This one up here was just a picture of the one guy pointing every direction. They didn't fucking know where the hell they were at.
Right.
What is this in here?
Yeah, I don't understand why all these people that are supposedly leaving the flat Earth. It's like, why do you gotta declare it? Like, just bye. See you later.
Well, I guess people they start wondering, where is, because like if I've been like sick and not streamed for a few days, and I get
you're right,
wondering where the hell I'm at and everything, And I'll just go on the record again and say, if I ever recant flat Earth, I've been compromised.
That's right.
Oh, here we go. Right, everyone follow me.
All right.
We're going to move it just away from these vehicles. Then it gets
Huh? No. Sorry. No. Oh.
Just outside here.
What do you say? Oh.
I don't know what the fuck they're trying to show here. Might not be at the right place. I don't know.
Yeah, the sun's in a weird place. I
But
think.
anyway, the guides all pointed to different areas, which would be consistent perhaps with on a sound stage. I don't know. You'd figure they'd have some kind of stage markers or some shit, you know. But
wow,
this is where Elizabeth let the cat out of the bag. This is kind of interesting here too. Yeah.
The cat out of the bag, you say? Ooh.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. She wasn't the cat.
Birdie-minded motherfucker. Jeez.
I'm trying to be civil here. Yeah, thanks, man, for having us show.
Saturday, brother. So anyway, it says Elizabeth was one of the travelers to Antarctica who took part in the final experiment. At about the 1:43 and 41 second mark in the video live stream interview with Jaron Campanella, Austin Whitsitt, and Sean Griffin, Elizabeth Acosta interjects to describe Will Duffy's alleged live stream about the whole internet thing. I was like, yeah, that was only live. Well, the first and only live stream that we did down there. No one on the show responded to her statement. Within a fraction of a second, Elizabeth realized she had let the cat out of the bag. She very quickly perceived the stunned silence and understood her mistake. She then nervously said, "Can you hear me?" To which the moderator, Sean Griffin, said, "Yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth. Yeah." Still gathering her bearings after letting out the secret, she awkwardly repeated, "Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry, yeah, that was the first live stream that we did while we were down there." Notice that she apologized and then corrected herself. She repeated her statement but left out the word only. Why did she say sorry? Because she realized she revealed that Duffy's live stream was the only live stream. She then corrected her statement. Her statement went from describing Duffy's live stream as the only and then first and only live stream to apologizing and correcting her statement to say that Duffy's live stream was the first live stream. So she said it was the one and only live stream. I mean, the first live stream.
That's why she always has to have a handler with her.
As it say here, if you listen closely, she begins to say that Duffy's live stream was the only live. She then cuts herself off before completing the word live stream. She then repeats herself and adds first to the word only to say it was the first and only. She realized when she said it that adding first to only did not help. Getting flustered, she decided to ask, "Can you hear me?" It is notable that Whitsitt and Jaron, who were allegedly live streaming at Antarctica, did not make a peep when she said that Duffy's alleged live stream was the first and only live stream by the final experiment team. They just sat there stunned like deer in headlights. She probably thought that what she was saying was to confirm that Duffy was live streaming. We know he was not. His failure to call Steve to verify his live stream impeaches the claim that it was live. But Acosta messed up. She went a bridge too far. Duffy purposely passed up on the one experiment that would prove that he was truly live streaming. Thus, Duffy's alleged live stream was nothing of the sort. By saying that Duffy's live stream was the only live stream, in actuality means there were no live streams at all from Antarctica by the final experiment team. All the videos were recorded and then altered in post-production to add fake sky, fake mountains, and all important fake 24-hour sun. Indeed, Jaron's alleged live stream video displays obvious evidence of post-production modification, inserting a fake sun. I don't know how. Oh, I ain't going through that whole thing. Let's see, where do you say that's at?
That's what sucks about doing these things like this, is that there's more room for mistake.
143,
Yeah, so
41. 143.41.
Amazing.
All right, we can do that. 10 seconds.
Kind of delirious. You weren't even going to do it, right, Elizabeth? I can't remember if you were not going to go up there or something. I don't remember. Maybe you were.
Wait, what was that?
That's
That
when
wasn't
I was
the
really
first.
upset about the whole internet thing. I was like,
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that was the only the first and only live stream that we did down there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was the first live stream that we did while we were down there. And the reason why I wasn't going to do it was because it was like, we've just gone hours without having communication. But I literally have the video. I mean, it's probably hard to see, but we're like, it's 12 a.m. local time. I know it's kind of bad.
There you go. Yeah,
it says Antarctica General and stuff like that.
It's the one and only live stream we did. Oh my God.
Well, look at your handlers' faces. You could tell they were worried.
I know they were just kind of like just sat there like, what?
Like, what is she about to say?
Yeah. Now, here's some shit too that caught pretending to verify the final experiment dates.
Hmm.
And this is kind of
Well, they were doing videos quick down there. They were tearing on there quick. That response. Yeah.
Yeah. This is, let's see. This is at the. Okay, so at the 350 mark of Dave McKeegan's alleged December 15th, 2024 live stream from the second camp from Antarctica, Dave McKeegan announced it was 21:05, 9:05 p.m. local time in Antarctica. At the 2450 mark in the video, McKeegan discusses the importance of obtaining a local newspaper in Punta Arenas to prove the final experiment's event date. He explains that they all discuss current news as a means of verification as a potential hurdle. Verifying the date in a video with a current news report is as easy as eating apple pie. How could McKeegan and others think it was a hurdle? It is only a hurdle if you cannot do it because it is impossible. McKeegan sheepishly explained that they planned on getting a newspaper while in Punta Arenas to verify the date, but wait for it, they forgot. He then explained that Jaron showed some national sports scores to verify the date while at Punta Arenas Airport. But if you watch Jaron's video, he was supposed to be at the Punta Arenas Airport on December 14th, 2024, but he did not verify that date. If you look at the 1040 mark of his video, Jaron showed the date on his phone, which, as any electronic device, can be easily manipulated to display any date. Incidentally, I was able to zoom in and read the date and time on Lisbeth Acosta's phone at the 26:05 mark in Jaron's video. While she is on the alleged flight from Punta Arenas and Antarctica, her phone displayed 11:26 and December 14th. While at the airport, Jaron then showed a news report from December 12th, 2024 about the Thursday night football score. All Jaron had to do was stop at one of the ubiquitous newsstands in the airport and video the front page of the current newspaper. Instead, he displayed 2-day-old news. Granted, it was a late news report, 11:04 p.m. on December 12th, 2024, but that still leaves 1 day unaccounted. It was likely current news, and Jaron was lying about the actual date. It is also possible that the flight from Punta Arenas to Antarctica was taken out of sequence after they had already filmed the videos and performed their roles at the secondary camp. Notice that at the 144 mark in Jaron's video, we see in Jaron's car infotainment screen that Jaron is driving to the San Jose, California airport at 7:35 a.m. on December 10th, 2024. That leaves 4 unaccounted days before the group allegedly flew out of Punta Arenas to Antarctica. In Dave McKeegan's video, he pulls out his phone to verify he's in Antarctica on December 15th. And lo and behold, he reads an article posted about the NASA Voyager on, wait for it, December 13th. So we have 2 instances of participants in the final experiment attempting to verify they are where they say they are on the dates they claim, but failed to do so. McKeegan was correct. It was a hurdle for them to verify their dates because the videos were pre-recorded at least 2 days earlier. That is why they could not verify the current dates with current news. Jaron shows a football game score reported on December 12, 2024 in his attempt to verify he was in Punta Arenas Airport on December 14th, 2024. McKeegan shows an article dated December 13th, 2024, in his attempt to verify he was in Antarctica on December 15th, 2024. The article was not a news event that could be verified. It was a commentary on the significance of the alleged recent discoveries of the mythical NASA probes. It is interesting that all of the means of verification, McKeegan picks an article about NASA. These things were being done by two participants who knew how important it was to verify dates, but because they were on notice that people would be suspicious that the events would be pre-recorded and manipulated. Indeed, it was strange that there were no other attempts by any of the other participants to verify dates, even though McKeegan said it was discussed by all of them as a potential hurdle. The failure to verify the dates was not due to forgetfulness or incompetence. It was due to impossibility. They didn't do it because they couldn't do it. The entire event was pre-recorded and posted with manipulated videos containing CGI backgrounds of fake mountain, sky, clouds, and sun. Indeed, they were in a tough spot. They knew that they would be criticized for not verifying the dates through reporting current news, but they were unable to do that because they are lying about the dates. So they pretended to verify the dates by showing the earliest available, which was 2 days before the date on which they claimed to be recording their videos. That was the best they could do. So they went with it. But they failed to verify the dates. Reveals that the videos were recorded 2 days earlier. Add to that the telling statements made by filmmaker Jonathan Miranda. Miranda's statement suggests that the group in Antarctica for many days before December 15th, as he was narrating his alleged December 15th, 2024 live stream video, he let the cat out of the bag. And we went over that about the breakfast, lunch, and dinner and everything else.
So they're saying one thing and doing another. Is this basically like they're, is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's right here. He says right here, there's a camp where we're going now, where we've been going every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, they'd only got there 5 o'clock the day before. So how'd you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner after 5 o'clock?
The whole time. Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. See?
Right.
The camp Miranda mentioned was Union Glacier Camp. He seemed to forget that they were supposed to have only arrived in Antarctica the day before at 5 p.m. We kind of went over that. And here's where he shows this from December 12th. This is what Jaron shows the football game score, but it's 2 days earlier, There's Keegan showing his NASA bullshit that he's got up on his phone. Not sure what this is. Oh, these are the ones that give timestamps for. And like I said, I put the link so you guys can go to those timestamps. I verified them earlier when I was on my phone. I was actually doing this shit on my phone. And then this is one here, this last one. We'll go over that real quick. The glitches that took place. Well, go ahead, little stupid thing. There we go. Let's see. The images below are screenshots that begin at the 2 hour and 12-second mark in Jaron Campanella's GoPro video. I've drawn a red circle around the circumference of the sun so you can visualize the strange occurrence that happens in image 5 and 6. In those images, we see the sun disappearing above the camera in image 1. The sun then goes in front of the top of the camera in image 2. And you can see this, how this little fucking, okay, you see the sun is there. And then we see it here. It's moving. Then there. Okay. And then in 5, it gets behind this little strut. And that circle is representing where the sun should be, what you should be seeing of the sun. But instead, look at how small it's like it can't resolve it. And then all of a sudden it pops back out. But this phone, notice how this phone doesn't obscure it. It like appears in front of the phone. How is it appearing in front of the phone down here at the bottom of the red circle? How is that appearing in front of the phone? Joke. Total joke.
They said they were well, not they, but I think personally the sun is not solid like we think, and that's why it can probably act like that. But go ahead.
Or it wasn't really the
Right, or
sun.
the real sun. Right.
It was inserted through software or some shit. And see, this is an Anthony Powell's video. You can see the same thing happen. The sun went around, and then when it got, look at now, how small is the sun? That little tiny fucking post can block the whole sun blocked out by that little skinny pole.
Only if it reduces in angular size, right? Like really small, a lot. If it reduces in
small. When have you ever seen the sun that small?
No, I'm saying if it does, they say it doesn't it doesn't reduce in size that much, but say it did, hypothetically. But
It
anyway,
would have to be.
Well, that's hypothetically.
Yeah, that's all hypothetical shit right there. What you're saying. That we're talking about the sun. The sun is not gonna disappear from a little fucking stick pole like that. And I think that and then watch this when it goes behind this glass thing here with a light bulb in it. Watch what happens.
Yeah, I was noticing that when you were playing that video.
Oh shit. It's not even shining through the glass or through the bulb or nothing. And then comes back out the other side. So yeah, there's a lot of bullshit going on in this whole thing, man. And there's a lot of good video links, and I've got it bookmarked, this site, because let's see, this last one was February 23rd, and who knows, he might have more coming out soon. He doesn't do stuff's not just on this. It's on he's got some shit on here too. Let me see down below that crap as soon as this website comes back up.
I was gonna say that I did find some original photography from the 1800s from there, and it shows some crazy shit, man.
Well, wait a second here.
Stuff that's not that we don't think is real nowadays, with the globular belief, that they're upside down walking. Yeah.
Yeah, see here, like he's got one here. Medical establishment admits those things contain poisons, and then you can go to page 2. I don't know what we got here. New HHS director Robert Kennedy is not going to take any vaccines off the market. NASA caught using harnesses to fake outer space weightlessness. There's a bunch of great little articles on here. So he seems to have a very analytic mind. He's very thorough. So like I said, the description for that web page is in the address for that is in the description. I'm going to put it up in the chat. The copy and pasty lacey.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you ever seen how they do core drilling south, like in Antarctica?
No. Oh yeah.
Or anybody here?
I've seen that. They get this blue ice and whatnot. But I don't know if I can believe. I don't know if I can believe any fucking thing that comes out about Antarctica.
Well, what if somebody drilled and then stuck a camera down in a 1,000-foot hole, and you could see it for yourself?
I don't know how you.
What do you mean?
No, the reason I'm asking if anybody's seen it is at like the bottom of these holes that they drill, they'll look and see what's down there real quick, for anyone can say they're faking. And the thing I'm referring to, if you guys have ever seen, is this very circular and symmetrical architecture at the bottom of these holes is pretty interesting. But what I'm saying is they're full of shit. There's stuff going on down there in the history and now that they're not going to tell you. They got to send these jokers down there, especially America, known for lying, but they're going to send these jokers down there to tell us what's down there. That's kind of
it's pretty sus. Well, I'm going to shut it down for the night, guys. I got to get up in like 7 hours. So,
right on. Thanks, man.
Go all the way around. Chad, got anything you want to leave the peeps with tonight?
I would just say, they picked these guys on purpose, the ones that go to this trip, and basically, a lot of them, everybody considers well-spoken or whatever. Well, it ain't about being well-spoken. It's about the message. Listen to the message and, decipher that for how you will. But that's all I'd have to say. And thanks for having me up, and good night. Hopefully everybody has a good day tomorrow.
Right on. I intend to. It's supposed to be
You
nice
too, thank you.
outside. Going to be hanging some doors outside on a outbuild on a garage, so it should be pretty pleasant weather for that.
Nice.
RG, what do you got for us before we
Nice.
go?
Oh yeah. Hey man, I caught you at the last minute. I just logged on, so I caught you at the end, tail end. But I get where you're going with this, and yeah, it's definitely worth looking into if you're in the chat, or like we've had some people that say they quote unquote represent a movement that's grassroots. I think that's you can't have that. You can't have leaders in a grassroots movement. It's just is what it is. So go out and look around. Yeah, look around.
You got to stop looking at it as a movement. It's
Right,
just
right.
it's just making people aware of reality. It doesn't have to be a movement about it, and this is the whole thing is people have turned it into sides. It's like you either fucking get it or you don't.
Right.
It's that simple,
Right on. Yep. Hey, that's nice. But what I was saying about the core drillings, check into that. I'll try to drop something in the private chat for yourself. Yep.
All right. I'll tell you what, better yet, just email it to me because I've got emails and a little banner going across the bottom there.
Okay, let me back. Okay, I see it. Yeah, thank you, man. Hope you have a good night too.
Porter, you got anything you want to leave the folks with before we go?
Yes, man. I want to tell you, I appreciate you bringing this topic up and dissecting this paper and this website. It's awesome, man. Once again. And also, there's a topic I wanted to bring to your attention later on at some point. It's called consumption reduction, and it's part of 2030, but it's with media.
Yeah, you sent me some stuff about that earlier.
So it's a weird topic, but I think it's something when you see it because it's like manipulating people through media.
Sure.
To where they eat less. That's weird.
But be careful that you're not mistaking the word consumption when it talks to media with the word consumption when it means eating food, because they call the whole thing reading media is consumption of information.
But no, this is actually about sustainable development goals when it comes to product reduction.
Yeah,
and consumption, actual consumption from the consumer.
Yeah, they want total dominance, full spectrum.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
I forgot.
All right, folks.
I've been going through some of my old AIT workbooks from the military.
Oh no,
going through stuff about like magnetism and stuff. So I'd like to maybe do a video or something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be cool as hell. Hell yeah. I'd like to get into Edward Leedskillen and his he's got a thing on magnetics as well. He wrote a pamphlet. They called it a pamphlet in the day. He's the guy that built Coral Castle.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just did a thing on him.
Yeah, you can find you can still get these pamphlets that are called Everything's a Magnet.
Mm-hmm.
And, really some interesting stuff with that guy. He had a whole different approach to thinking. And that's what we need to do. So, all right, guys.
Hey, do you mind if I tell Chicago this real quick? Yeah, there's something called, field theory. I'm sure y'all are familiar with, but primer field theory. I did a thing on that, but look into that. That magnetism and bowl-shaped firmament magnetism studies are pretty cool too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, as we always like to say here at Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, if you've noticed, this man has kept us flying straight and revel. I just capitulate. I just call it revel too. Why not? Right? All right. So don't forget, the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him. He'll probably kill you. And remember, if you heard the shot, it wasn't meant for you. We'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Y'all have a great evening.
Hey, how all you globetrotters doing? Just wanted to check in from how you were doing when you all learned about me when you were just little wee little ones, and you were too stupid to question anything, and just wanted to check in to make sure you still believed in me. You still believe in me, right? You better still believe in me. Because if you don't, I'm gonna call you names. Like, you still live in your mama's basement, and you better not breed. Hmm? That's okay. I know you still believe in me.